wanted to do a comparison on the Allen New Classic Reader's Edition in black Highland goatskin compared to the black ESV Schuyler Quentel. This is the thin line Quentel. It's their flagship Bible. And this one, of course, is in black goatskin as well. It has more of a natural grain to the goatskin. There is some scarring and such, but not too much. And then it does come with red Beresford ribbons. The spine, you're going to have 5 raised hubs with that beautiful Schuyler cross on there. Now, with the Allen New Classic Reader, you are not going to have anything on the front. You're going to have a tooled line around the outside perimeter, where the Schuyler, you have a stitched perimeter. And then you've got blue Beresford ribbons on the Allen with they're a bit longer in length. And then for the spine, you've got your typical Allen etched or tooled hubs with Allen and the text in bold. Now, one thing you'll get with the Allen is you will get a yap. This is a semi-yap on their reader's editions. With the Schuyler Quentels, you're not going to get much of a yap. You might get a quarter yap. Now, they do have some editions that do come in a full yap, I do believe, on evangelicalbibles.com. But all Allens come with that semi-yap. The leather, I would say, is much softer on the Allen, with it being a Highland goatskin. And the grain is much, much, much deeper. You don't feel much of the grain on the Schuyler when compared to the Allen. Now, the Schuyler is also flexible, but not as flexible or soft as the Allen out of the box. Of course, it will break in as time goes on. Looking on the inside, they're both edge-line Bibles. You're going to have pleated corners on the Allen, and you're going to have typical, Schuyler / Crossway and Cambridge corners on the Schuyler. Now, this edition does have a blemish there and there. I did reach out to Schuyler about that, and they were willing to replace the Bible for free. However, they did not consider that a blemish, and I personally would. There's some leather missing, and that kind of came off as I was messing with it, but it was loose, and it shouldn't have been loose. And so the corner work on both is pretty phenomenal. I would say it's more on point with the Schuyler, but you're going to have that gold gilting around the sides. Now, opening these Bibles up, you're going to see some difference in formatting. We'll go to Matthew 16. Here is the Allen New Classic Readers. You're going to have a 36 GSM paper, a little bit thicker in the hand, versus the Schuyler 28 GSM paper. This does take some getting used to be honest, for me, because I'm so used to the thicker paper. But with the Allen, you'll have thicker paper. You're going to have your cross-reference suite in the center column versus the bottom of the Bible for the Schuyler. The text on here is a 10-point font, and I believe in the Schuyler, it's an 11-point font. And so you're going to have a little bit bigger wording and lettering in the Schuyler. In both of these editions are black letter text, as we're in Matthew, and you can see that there's no red letters. You're going to have your chapter headings in black bold, and here you're going to have them in red bold. And one other thing, in the Quentel, in the cross-reference section, you're going to have the verses in red as well, and I do enjoy that. One thing I want to note about the paper with these Bibles, this paper is a lot smoother than the Allen. The Allen's is pretty smooth. They're both both of these text blocks are printed in the Netherlands by Royal Youngblood. This has a little bit more texture to it. Going back to the back of the Bible, you're going to have a strong concordance in the ESV New Classic Readers, and then of course in the Schuyler you're also going to have a very strong concordance. Now, I personally like the concordance in this Bible better, mostly because it's bigger and because this is the text block I'm familiar with, using the ESV one. However, the Schuyler Concordance is much smaller. Now, you do have the verses in red, and you do have the words in red, so I do enjoy that. I haven't had much time spent in this Bible, so I may warm up to this setting more in the future. Going forward, in the Schuyler ESV New Classic Readers, you've got illustrations and maps. These are the classic crossway illustrations. And then you've got some of the maps and diagrams that Crossway is very famous for. It's on a thicker paper, not a cardstock, but a thicker paper. In the Schuyler, you're going to also have maps. No illustrations, though. No illustrations in the Schuyler. Just Bible maps. They're on also a smoother paper, not a cardstock, but a smoother paper, thicker paper. One thing you get with the Schuyler is an index to the map. So every location that's mentioned in the Bible you can locate through this map index, and I like that. I don't use the maps too often, so personally it doesn't matter much to me. And then you're going to have this thicker cardstock paper in the back of the Schuyler. Now, one thing you'll have with the Allen is 32 pages of lined notebook paper. I love this. I absolutely love the lined notebook paper. I've got prayers for different, various things and so on and so forth in here. One thing I wish Schuyler would do, again, this is, in my opinion, this is a better quality Bible. The Schuyler is a better quality Bible than the Allen. The Allen's a little loose in the binding, it feels like, and so on and so forth. They've each got their pros and cons. To be honest, I think I'm growing more fond of this text format because the wording is so big and there's no cross-references that can distract you, because I get pretty distracted by those. I've done some comparisons where I read a passage in this Bible and then I read the same passage in this Bible, and I feel like I get more engaged in this Bible just because of the format. However, one thing I wish that Schuyler would do is put some thick lined notebook paper in the back of their Bible. I would even sacrifice the maps for it. But they've got all this room, and I would highly recommend that they put roughly 32 pages of lined, thicker notebook paper, very, very similar to the thickness of the map portion. I would highly encourage that, and I would love that. That's one of the downfalls of this Bible, in my opinion. Also, I do kind of wish I got the 36 GSM Quentel. They do, in the NASB and some of the NIVs for Quentel, they do make a 36 GSM paper, and I do enjoy that. Overall, I would say this Bible has more features. Another thing I forgot to mention is this Bible has book introductions right there, and I do love that as well. You don't find that in many ESV Bibles, at least premium Bibles, and it really sets the context for the book of the Bible, and it really helps you out. But as far as like reading the Bible, I feel like this one's better on the eyes, in my personal opinion. So there's that. Kind of zooming out here, they're almost the same size. They look the same size in this video, but I'll be honest, the text block is a little bit smaller in the Schuyler. A little bit smaller. The size, same height. No, actually, the ESV Readers is a bit taller and just a bit wider. I think it's more so that yap. I would say the text block and cover on the Schuyler is about as big as the text block on the Allen, and then of course you have the yap that kind of adds some more width to it. So there's comparison. A bit taller yap. The overhang on the Schuyler, or on the ESV by Allen, is a bit wider. So guys, that is my comparison on the Allen New Classic Readers and the Schuyler Quentel. Overall, better quality, I would go with the Quentel. Overall, better readability, I would go with the Quentel. Better features, I would go highly with the Allen. I would really encourage you to get the Allen if you're a fan of features in Bibles, especially lined note paper and and you know, book introductions. So I love both of these Bibles. I have not decided which one will be my personal, you know, Bible that I use frequently, but I do love various things of both. I love the Highland goatskin on this. I love the features of this Bible. I love the paper thickness of this Bible, but I love the build quality of this Bible. It's built better, and it's got a better readability. So guys, that's it for this one. Until next time, I will see you, and God bless.